why would you turn down a Fortune 100 to be a junior VP somewhere? Like, that's serious money. That's seriously an opportunity to become a potential VP one day. But you can't publicize what you're doing until it's safe. And it wasn't safe until this former year. So it's very isolating when all you have now is AI and you have your own thoughts. And then if you're attending galleries or you're attending seminars just to constantly educate, you don't know who you can trust. I have talked to somebody that acted as a friend when it was just proof of concept. So that meant we didn't have a functional prototype, but I had like what could be rendered into a non-functional. Do you know the difference between the functional and functional? One is it could be safe in a patient. The other one is it's safe in concept. Okay. So it's safe in design, safe in concept, but the FDA would never let you register it.
Correct.
And it's a big variance between those two, but most of those have value in itself. So when we got to that stage, all of a sudden, his conversations with me changed. Now they became more aggressive. Okay. And all of a sudden, when we were having, fun dinners and lunches, and it's about like our families and what goals do we want for the company. Now you're going to sell this to UNC and you're going to sell this to my respiratory division because we don't want you in this industry anymore. And you're going to lock yourself out for 10 years. And I'm like, wait a second, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. We're having coffee. You've never talked to me like this before. Yeah. Where is this coming from? And he says, you know who I am at UNC. You know that I operate and I manage most of the respiratory division. Well, we're trying to own the space. And I'm like, I'm not in respiratory. I'm in airway. He says, doesn't matter. We're trying to own the space. So he's like, you're going to take this money and you're going to go away. And he's like, you can be wealthy. I don't care. But you're not going to come back to the UNC Chapel Hill area. You're not going to work in the same industry as me. And you're going to sign this non-compete that's 10 years. And I'm like, I'm not even 30 years old. I'm 36 now. But I'm not even 30 years old. This was somebody I trusted. Now he's trying to scare me, but he's giving me a lot of money to walk away. And the integrity in you is share it with the surgeon, share it with the teams that have helped you, but then you're out. And they're not out. They're still able to earn. They're still able to acquire practices if they want to. Yeah. They can go and speak at seminars. I can't do anything.
Yep.
So I kicked that relationship out of my life, but again, going back to what is AI now, you can ask AI those questions. Yes. If somebody offered me $12 million to walk away, and that's net $12 million. That's not gross. That's after all your fees, M&A attorney, that's after all the taxes you got to pay. If you're out $12 million, this is the most you're ever going to make in your life, probably in one hit. And you could do a lot of good for communities too, because I was in Habitat for Humanity, and we were working on like $50,000 budgets, right? So the point is, I had no help in deciding. And also at that time, I couldn't afford real attorneys. Yeah. I could only afford like a consultation, which was $400, $500. Yeah. And then if I needed another one a month later, I would go for it. But I couldn't afford a $15,000 retainer plus this other law firm and that other law firm. Cool. So if I would have had AI and I would have been able to say, hey, listen, this is a technology that has not yet been presented in airway and anesthesia, but it is going to rest supraglottic. It's going to avoid majority-based paralytics. It's going to reduce admissions into the ICU. It's going to be generically used maybe in 1 out of every 8 procedures across the U.S. There's 10 million intubations done per year, not including the military, and they want me out of it. And they don't even know what the multiple is going to be. They just want it out, and then it has IP on it, but it's not approved yet, meaning it's not a granted patent. Is this a good value for what they're asking? Man, it would tell me 4 or 5 different assessments, and it would make me feel really good. Because I'm going to tell you what happened. I didn't get depressed, but I got really scared about who I had to trust.